Thank you, Sally. It's a real pleasure to be here this afternoon for this Veterans Day event. And Tony and I just got back from Tri-Valley, Pleasant Veterans Parade out there. So I always wanted to get here to Lone Tree for this event as well. I see a number of familiar faces in the audience. And, you know, we can't say enough to recognize and honor our veterans and those who choose to go into the military. My father was in the Navy, and my two uncles, one was in the Army and one was in the Air Force. This is World War II and Korean War. As some of you know, back in the day during the Vietnam War, we did have the draft back in those days. My draft number was, I think it was like A13, so I was pretty up there, because I think they were drafting all the way up to the 200s, at least in the A's. But for college deferment and then going to law school, I'd have been off to Vietnam. What I was going to do is, but the war ended, had I served, I was going to go join the Marines and become a Judge Advocate General, and second lieutenant, and serve in the Marines that way and serve my country. But I always take my hat off to those who did active service, and particularly those who saw combat, because I know those of us who are civilians and haven't experienced that can't imagine the horrors of war. And you would just think at this point in our country's history and the history of our world that things would be better, but we see conflicts flaring up throughout the world. You know, just the situation in Ukraine, and most recently the attack of the Jewish settlers in by Hamas, and then the aftermath of that in terms of what's occurring. But there's other conflicts and struggles going on elsewhere. So it is really, really important that we as a country have a strong, dedicated military, folks who are prepared to serve and lay down their lives for the cause of justice and freedom, liberty. Because as I say, you know, freedom has a price. The price is service. And once again, as the President of the Board of Supervisors for this county, I can't say enough for those who have served in the military and the families of those who have served. So once again, this Veterans Day that's approaching, let's remember our veterans, and let's let them know how much we appreciate the value of their service. Let's hope one of these days, we'll have a world as it is, or a world as it should be, not as a world as it is. And we will no longer need swords. We will no longer need guns. We'll be able to live in peace and harmony and welcome and respect all humankind. Thank you so very much for allowing me to speak, Sally, this afternoon.
I just have one more thing that I want to say off of my script here. I'd like to encourage all of you who are veterans to tell your stories. Write them down. Share them with your family. I'd like to encourage all of you who are not veterans to find a veteran, either in your family or a friend, and ask them to tell their story. It's by telling those stories that the importance of being a veteran, the importance of what has been done by these individuals becomes known to all. If you keep it inside, then it's not known. We want people in the future to understand that importance and to understand why they may need to step up. With that, I think that it is time for me to say thank you to Lone Tree Cemetery, to the Hancock Squadron TS Midway cadets and Bridget for arranging to have this wonderful cadre of folks here to help with this event. To where are you? I don't know where he is, but thank you to, again, to Lone Tree Cemetery. There'll be water and cookies for repair. Oh, there you are. And of course, Gary, I'm blocking on your name, but you know, it happens to me all the time. But thank you so much for your help with this event. So we will be retiring the colors. We'll be escorting the wreaths down to the Memorial Cemetery portion just down the road. And then you're welcome to come up and have some water and cookies and chat and visit. And we'll call that a wrap. Thank you all so much for being here today.